My friend, it was wonderful seeing you today. I know you're going to be working on your B-flat scale. I'm not going to bore you with the details. Just try and start off with a 2-finger or a 1-finger when moving. You will find that the scale patterns get a little interesting if you do not start on the right fingering. When going through there, feel the same thing you had with the B major, but try and get your fingers around the concept of your major and your minor being a little bit spread out, and it feels a little bit weirder. Nothing wrong with playing that third with a 2-finger split, unless you're going to do that, then that's kind of weird, but that feels pretty well. Have fun with that. Write a little ditty. The idea and the construct I was talking about with carrying along with your idea, let's say in the key of B. Moving your fingers up to get that. I would say try a combination of things. Try it with 1 finger. Try with 2. Try move them up. Try and move it through a passage. The idea of this is when you're seeing the chords, if we were writing or building in the key of B major, we know that we've got all these sharps. If we were to write in the key of C major, no sharps, no flats, we should be able to take the and do the same thing in B, right? So what happens when we write in a key and we move unexpectedly? Let's say we had a C, B, to analyze this, we would have, what, a C major with a 5 in there, being the lead. If that's my melody, it's going downwards. I don't have any big leaps. I'm not moving to any 7s. These are actually perfects. So the idea is what we would do is we would see if we were doing see how I jumped up? Since I went up, I would then go down. I would find a note inside of the chord. If I don't play a grace note or an accent that was part of that chord, B-flat is not a part of the C major chord. So if it's not doing a triad as a part of that upward motion, then that B-flat would feel wrong. If I did a B, it's part of the chord, but it's not necessarily part of a C major triad. It's part of a B diminished triad. So if my melody was moving over the top of like a C sus4 to a C to the B5, I'm not really going to be moving that note. It doesn't work well for me to have a 1, 2, 3, 4 augmented fourth. So one of the rules that we use when writing is if we're writing a melody line and we're using chords, I would never use this note or this note, or no, I'd use a 5th, but not that note in the key of F. Why? It's an augmented 5th. So the rule of thumb when writing or composing, when we're making melody lines, do not do augmented 4ths, do not do augmented 5ths, and if you are going to do a jump, and it goes up, you're going to need to follow the next note with a down grace note that is in the key. The example was that B flat. If the B flat was in there, it is not part of a C major chord. It's a dominant 7, but that chord, if I was doing to the C sus4, B sus4, to B, all these notes work. The reason why the F does not work, 1, 2, 3, 4, aug 4, does not work. However, all the other notes that you would consider inside the B major absolutely would work. So this week, try and write a little bitty ditty using a melody line, no matter what it is. I'd say try and maybe capture the beauty of Lydian, maybe F Lydian. If you're playing in an F Lydian and you now know that your B flat, the only flat in the key of F, is now a raised B to a B natural, what other key has all these notes? I would say C major, yes, and A minor. So wouldn't it make sense that some of your melody lines should fall underneath like a See how I jumped up and I followed my same up with a down note? If I went up and up again, it works. G or A, even the cluster of having a 6 chord, C6, 1, 2, 3, omit the 3, it's down here in the bass, C6 on top, F Lydian, C major, A minor, C major again, C sus2, F Lydian, hearing the chords and the modes that are surrounded in. If you were to change your C major to a C major 7 at that point, isn't it interesting that your dominant 7 is also the note that's located within your F Lydian? Food for thought. Try and toy around with that this week. See if you can come up with something fun. Don't go overwhelmingly hard. And remember, try to incorporate your half-step movements like your B-flat Dorian things that we've been doing. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a major second. It could be a minor second. It could be a lead up or a bebop third into a anything along those lines. Anyway, it's wonderful to see you this week. Thank you again for that glasses link. I'm going to try and grab glasses this week, and I will talk to you next week. Aloha.